Out for paddle with Mr. Gord today. And Mr. Curtis. Beautiful day. You know what? I just think it's amazing that we've got places like this, and you know, in cities like Cambridge and Brantford, right? So this one you can work as hard or as little as you want to. You could literally do nothing on this river, and you'll end up in Paris in 4.5 hours. Now I've done this segment of the river probably a dozen times over the years. I went down last summer. My son Jeff and I decided that we were going to go kayaking one weekend, and it just pissed it down the whole night before. And he got to our place at 8:30 where we were going to go, and it was still just coming down the bucket. So we sat there for a couple hours waiting, and I checked the weather forecast, and it was like a 4-hour window where there was going to be no rain. Just said it's now or never. So at 11 o'clock we booted down to here. Hattie dropped us off, and it was. Well, I can show you the videos, man. This water, like there was, you know, rapids like this all the way down. It was great. Oh, it was a really good day. And we made it down into Paris in 2 hours and 10 minutes because the water was moving that fast. So the next little spot that'll get like that is down by the Glenmorris Bridge. From here to there is probably pretty good. It's pretty shallow though, which is kind of expected, right? End of summer.
Reddit and stuff like that. Huh?
Yeah, well, you know, I'm not actually I got 2 videos that I've actually been watched by a few people. One of them is this trip last year. I came down last July with Jeff. I came down with Jeff again already this spring, but I didn't bother bringing a GoPro because we've already done it before. But yeah, that one's been watched a lot. I have a mountain biking video that I did on one of my e-bikes. It gets watched a lot. Normally nobody ever watches my videos, so I don't care. I do it like I said, I do it for my own benefit, so that I can look back at this stuff in 20 years. So
you need one to go viral.
Here's one of those dilemmas: do you go left or do you go right? We're gonna go left. I think in the past we've gone right. Yeah, let's see.
It looks pretty reasonable here on the left.
Yeah. Anytime we want to stop, by the way, we can stop in any one of these islands and get out and stretch your legs.
I'm good. I just enjoyed it.
Yeah, no, I'm not saying right now. I mean later on, in an hour, right?
After last Saturday, I went around the lake a few times and fishing for there. Monday morning, I woke up, my shoulders weight as hell. What the hell? And then, oh yeah, I was at the kayak on Saturday, and then sure enough, I went out again on Wednesday. On Thursday morning I woke up, So I guess the more you gotta do is just keep doing it, right?
Yeah. I like it though. I mean, I like anything outdoors, right? I think you and I have that at least in common, whether it's on a bike or a golf course. And I don't golf much anymore because I've got too many other things that I've already paid for. So.
Yeah.
But
I'm still golfing.
yeah, I just don't have time. I mean, once Heather's done with soccer, I mean, I'm still 3 or 4 days a week with soccer. So for me to find 3 or 4 hours, it's hard to find.
Yeah, for sure.
You might be smart to go the other way because this way's not going anywhere. This is the try to get all the way to the right if you're gonna go that way. Once I get through this, I'll be fine. I think you're gonna have to get back out again. I think so. Stay to the right. Go over as far to the right as you can. All the way over. The water's running really fast beside the side there. Yeah. Try to get over to the right. Oh, you'll be all right. You've got enough speed going now. You'll be fine. There you go. We picked the wrong line. That was the right place to be where you are right now. It's usually not the middle though. That's the one thing I have to continue to remind myself. It's usually not in the middle. Oh, what? Oh. Keep it going. You're moving faster than I am. Yeah, I've never had to do this one before like this, Gord. This is the first for me. All right, enough of that. No more shallow spots. And we're committed to this now too, so. I said, we're committed. There's no turning back. We're going to Paris one way or the other, no matter how shallow this damn river is. Oh well. Yeah, watch the big rock here. There's the rock over there. That was a good call. Yeah. Here, there's another heron. So we're down at Prince Edward Island last week. We were walking along, there's a boardwalk in front of Victoria Park, and at sunset there must have been 20 or 30 herons just sitting in the bay. The tide was out. 20 or 30 of them, just all together. I got some pictures of it too. Same thing when we were actually in the sea kayaking in that bay. He took us out to this oyster farm, which is actually really cool to see how they farm oysters these days. Yeah. So we paddled around that, and then there was a shallow part of the bay, and again there was probably 20 or 30 herons just sitting there feeding.
Yeah, go out and have, you know, $5 worth of bicycles and $3 worth of canoes sitting in your garage,
and
$1,000 worth of GoPros,
and a Honda CB500. So yeah, I got an adventure touring bike in my garage as well. It's all done up to go in the dirt.
I did see a couple of Facebook posts.
Yeah, well, I went down. If you're familiar with St. Williams,
yep.
There's a forest reserve down there. You're allowed to ride your bikes in. So I rode down there and took it in there.
Okay. Yeah, I have an uncle there.
Yeah, there's Turkey Point's got a forest reserve, and then there's St. Williams Forest Reserve. And both of those, as long as you've got insurance and a plate, you can take your bike in there. So I went down and took my bike through there.
Can you take your bike on those trails up by Turkey Point?
Yeah, there's a reserve there as well. Yes. Yeah, so I was down there a couple of weeks ago on my motorcycle. I rode down to go and check out St. Williams, and then I rode down to Long Point, went through there as well. Went looking at houses in Port Rowan just in case I found anything I was interested in. Yeah. Port Rowan's a nice little spot. I like that. Hey?
Temperature's perfect.
Yeah, I couldn't get a better day. It's not too hot. Like, it does get kind of warm sometimes. And we were out kayaking in Charlottetown last week. Remember that heat wave that we had?
Yeah.
It was, even on the ocean, it was 30 degrees.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. Now, it's not as bad, But I mean, the one thing that you like, the very first thing that you notice when you're kayaking, and I'd never been sea kayaking before, is like you don't really notice when you get a little bit of water on your face when you're doing this, and actually sometimes it's refreshing.
Yeah.
Obviously, immediately the first thing you notice is the salt water, right?
Yeah.
It's like, don't splash me. It was good though. Yeah, the guy we were kayaking with had his own handmade wooden kayak. I was like,
oh, nice.
Beautiful boat.
There's a hobby.
Yeah. I said I'd love to have one, but I'd never want a wooden boat on this river. Forget it.
No.
That's why I don't worry about scratching it.
Maybe in the spring you could.
Well, I have come down this river, like I said, about probably a dozen times this particular stretch. I've only ever twice had to struggle getting through spots, today being one of them. Yeah. Most of the time I don't really have any problems getting down this river.
I know below lakes downtown Toronto. He works remotely.
You see all the people up there? Remember I told you the river will be full of tourists?
Yeah, that must be going north.
Yeah, that's why I like this section of the river, because it's nice and quiet. And now we get to deal with traffic on the river. Unfortunately, and sometimes it is like having to go through rush hour. We're gonna have to bob and weave to get around them. Right? Yeah. I mean, it's kind of a fun hobby because you gotta.
I would go home and watch my little tours.
And I watch it. It's all because I just want to watch myself, right? So like, if you want to go and watch a video though, coming down this river to see what the water can be like, watch me and Jeff paddling down here last year.
Okay.
Because that video's there. It's 20 minutes. Yeah, you'll see how different the river can get.
But the water was a lot higher.
Oh, the water was totally different. Yeah, it was a lot higher. So. Yeah, you'll see. That's why I want to go whenever there's a storm. I want to go right after the storm. Because I mean, this is good. I love it. It's nice and peaceful. It's a nice way to get out, but it's a lot more fun than when the river's higher.
Oh yeah, you got to maneuver.
Yeah.
Here it's just lazy river.
So that's why I like to drop in there. I think we probably would have been better off over there. We picked the wrong side of here. I think I'm going to try and get all the way over to the left over here. The middle is not the way to go. So we should have been over on the right side of the river there, Gord. Not paying attention. There you go. Now we should be good. Yeah, even when I came down in May. No shit, it was June we came down to Jack. There were still small rapids there. So you'll probably be doing 3 kilometers an hour, 4 kilometers an hour, just drifting like that, right? Okay? Oh, it's like it's now all the way there. The last 4 or 5 years, they've really taken off. Actually, there's a guy that's A lady that's running these tubes from the drop-in Cambridge. You can actually take them from the bottom of God, what's the name of that park? Anyway, all the way past Linear Park in Cambridge. They're all going down on these tubes too. They drop at Blair Landing.
Okay, yeah.
And then they go down to Galt, down the river bluffs, and they get out there. Well, I take them up to, that's where you go to a lower gorge and do the tubing, right? That's the best place to do that. I'd do that. See, now if I was having kind of a date night, this is where I would drop in. If I was going to come with my wife Patty.
How can you get in?
I'll show you. Yeah.
This is the West River.
This is the Glen Morris Bridge.
Okay.
Yeah, so. Yeah, so when I was down here in the spring, we saw an eagle just over here. He was nesting over on the right-hand side over here. Okay, so there's when you come into the little village of Glen Morris, there's a little road that brings you down to a parking lot over there.
Oh, okay.
So just on the other side there, there's a drop-in. So if you wanted to,
the river tours are up too, or that's
the tour companies will drop you just north of the bridge here now.
that's right in the center of Glen Morris.
Yeah. Well, no, they used to drop over here. You could get them to drop you here, but now they're dropping further up the river.
Is this where the bike trail is and everything?
Yeah, the bike trail comes right through here. Yeah.
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 This is where we got in at with getting into kayaking.
Well, I think these guys are all trying to figure out where to go. He's stuck over there, so let's go see if we can get through there. He's still moving, so I'm gonna. Yeah. So basically, there's your drop right there, and then you could go if you were trying to get over there. You'd come around the bottom of the island here, and you could get in over there. How you doing?
Well, how are you?
Good, thanks. They're a little easier to paddle. Well, it's hopefully moving fast enough that we don't have to get out. They didn't have to get out, so we should be okay. Gotta make it into the water. That's been around longer than Canada.
Yeah.
Yeah. Gord, look. See? Right, see the eagle up there? See? There he is. Alright, that's where I'm going now. Anyway, there was little ones in the nest when we were down here earlier this year. This one that's further down the river. Yeah, when I go paddling with my son Jeff, he's really fit, eh? Like he's nuts about working out. I spend my entire day busting my ass just trying to keep up with him.
Yeah.
He's just like... Holy crap, it's a family paddleboard. Hey? Everybody can stand up with that thing. Alright, this one's going to be a little interesting. This one's shallow. They didn't get stuck though, so if they're not going to get stuck, we'll be okay. I got wet too. Does she at least have water shoes on or something? Yeah, so you never know what you're standing on. You don't have any shoes on. having fun? How you doing? Good, thanks. You know what? It's warm enough. You don't have to worry about it. Right? But if this was late October, you'd be a little bit cold right now. Wear something a bit warmer, something that's a bit waterproof if we come back later in the season.
You're active enough, but you're not.
So we went down 25 years ago, must have saw at least 2 dozen whales. It was amazing, really good trip. So I took Patty and Heather down 2 weeks ago. First off, like the whole harbor is just socked in with fog, right? You can't even see the edge of the harbor. And we got on this boat and we went out into the fog and it never cleared. And we spent 3.5 hours, actually 4 hours, bobbing around the Bay of Fundy because there were 5-foot swells. And basically, when it's foggy, you can't look for whales, so they turn off the motor and you just listen to them. Yeah. So we motored out for about 40 minutes, and then all of a sudden, it's okay, this is where we saw them, you know, an hour and a half ago, so let's wait here for a bit. Turns off the motor on the boat, and all of a sudden this flipping whaling vessel's doing this, right? And I've been on boats, so it doesn't bother me, but I'm just looking at Patty and Heather, they're sitting backwards, facing the back of the back. Facing the stern. Anyway, they were green, and then for 2.5 hours they were basically sitting there, you know, trying to stop themselves from throwing up because they were green for the rest of the way after that. So
once you start, you're done.
Yeah. So that wasn't a success. Didn't see any whales, dolphins and porpoises, no whales. Yeah. So we went out for dinner on the Sunday night after we went to the beach. We're down on the waterfront in Halifax again, and there's this 60-foot yacht called the J. Farwell, and they do tours. Right, nice, beautiful, sunny day. So Patty and Heather looked over at me and said, "Can we go?" I said, "Well, you know what? We've only got 2 days left in Halifax, so why not?" we'll go after our 12-month St. Vincent, right? We get up in the morning on the Monday, it's pissing down rain.
We're not in your guys' boat.
Well, water wasn't, but so we got to, and the afternoon got a little bit better. It was only light rain, but I mean, you pay $300 to go on this boat. They're not giving you any money back, right? So he said, you know what? We'll put the beamy top up. We'll try to keep the water out, and away we go. So we went out, did our little 2-hour sailing tour in the outer harbor. It actually was really good, even though it was raining. I still really enjoyed it. It was better than the whale tour for sure, but yeah. But other than those 2 rainy days, it was like 30 degrees in summer the whole time we were down there.
Yeah, you guys look like you're having a good season. You both had a lot.
This is how my son Jeff paddles. This is paddling with Jeff, like this. Yeah. Okay, so this spot up here, this corner here is good. Yeah, this is that. The water action is always good here. So how'd you like that bit?
Huh?
How'd you like that bit?
That was awesome.
That was good, eh?
Come up over and I'm sitting in a puddle.
You know what? So just try to imagine 3/4 of the river with the water like that, and that was last summer when we came down just after that storm.
Yeah, I think it's awesome.
Yeah, it was good. Yeah, it was really good. And that, you have to see the video from us going through there. Jeff, because Jeff's in front, literally.
Disappearing, eh?
Yeah, it was good. He actually, after coming through that section there, you can see he was challenged by it. He put his arms up in the air, so it was good. Yeah. Well, there's a spot that drops on the side over here. Jeff and I went through it, but it was pretty shallow last time. But you're right, it gets, you know, the grade is steeper on that side. So. Yeah, just on the right side you can get through. You're better off over here. Big rock over here.